Rhodrick from TechRaptor here. We're at C2E2 here in Chicago, Illinois. I'm talking with Rhodrick from Acronaut Games about his game Alewood. Rhodrick, you want to give me a little bit of a brief overview of what Alewood is?
Yeah, so basically Alewood is a Wild West outlaw hunting game that uses your pint glass as a game component. So, unlike most drinking, it's considered technically a drinking game, but the object of the game is not to get drunk. The object of the game is to manage your resources. Your pint glass just happens to be one of your resources.
Interesting. So instead of drinking to get drunk, how does the player win? By having a little bit left, or?
So the player wins. Okay, there's three major resources in the game.
Okay.
There's dice, there's abilities, and there's money.
Gotcha.
So managing all three is kind of how the best way to win is to manage all three resources.
Okay.
So drinking more beer gives you more dice, which makes you stronger, like more aggressive. You also have abilities that kind of tilt things into your favor, and then you have money to give and take away opportunities from other players. So in order to attack outlaws or do a lot of things, you need to have money.
Gotcha.
So,
it's a very interesting dynamic. I guess walk me through a typical game, maybe a turn or two.
Okay, so basically, in terms of the drinking portion, you only really drink your pint when you're not the active player. So while someone else is taking a turn, you can sit back, you can take a sip, enjoy it, or you can crank it down. It's completely up to you. When it becomes your turn, you put your pint glass down and you don't touch it the remainder of your turn, because your beer line is going to dictate how you play. And on your turn, you have one of three actions that you can take. So the first thing you can do is work an honest job, which means taking $2 from the general money pile and place it behind your screen. Or you can take action, which means pay $2 into the economy to attack one of the outlaws. And the third thing you can do is duel another player at the table. So the idea, if someone is hogging all the money and making it hard for other players, or you know someone is being a real jerk and doing a lot of sneaky moves, you can duel that person to take their money and their items away from them if you win. And it basically goes around the table, everyone taking their turns, and you can only do so much damage on an outlaw per turn. So what's great about the game is the social aspect, is that only one of you can win. So you're kind of like strategizing the best way to utilize each other's abilities, but then having a trump card or like waiting the right moment to stab your neighbor in the back and get that last card.
This is the best kind of game.
So,
So there's this neat little gun here, and you said you guys just got this in. A little bit of wood burn, real neat. What is this?
So this is the measuring gun that you use for the game. So basically, when you have your turn and you want to figure out how many dice you can use, you take your pint glass, you set it on the table, and you use your gun and you hold it next to it. Depending where your beer line or drink line, depending where you want to, it could be apple juice, it could be water, it could be an IPA, it's completely up to you. The drink line is going to dictate how many dice you get to use. And what's great about the gun is it has these different slots so that depending on the height of the glass that you're using for the game, you can adjust it to fit the glass. If you have a shorter glass, you can put them all together. On top of that, let's say you're using a regular pint glass, you can also modify how difficult the game is or how easy it is by bracketing the higher dice lower for the glass or making the higher tiers larger. So you can design how you like to play the game based on the gun.
Gotcha. So it's kind of easy to mix it up and make every single play different.
Exactly. If you don't want to drink that much, you can make the higher tiers a lot bigger. And so on.
Definitely. Anything else you want to mention that might be of interest?
Well, I am working with two other designers for Acronaut Games. Basically, we're all from Chicago, we're all local, and we are all playtesting our individual games all over the city. So people who want to try out our games, they can come out to our website, sign up for our email subscription, and we'll let you know when we're doing a public demo. Or you can get in contact to us directly if you want to have your own personal gaming group, try out one of our games.
Awesome. And you're in Kickstarter right now. Where can we find you?
So you can either search for Alewood on Kickstarter, and you'll find it directly, or you can go to the website, which is alewoodthegame.com. And on the website there'll be a Kickstarter link. You can click that and it'll take you straight to Kickstarter. We only launched about 4 days ago. We're already a quarter of the way funded.
That's awesome.
It seems like people are really enjoying it and are liking it. The Kickstarter has a lot of different pledges you can do, where you can get your image as one of the outlaws, you can get wood burning art, you can get shot glasses with it. We also have a ton of stretch goals that has the potential to basically double the deck size, or retheme the game for Chicago Prohibition, and wood burn guns and things like that.
So definitely, if you're into drinking games, check out Alewood on Kickstarter, and we'll have more coverage of C2E2 for you later on.